Hello friends, myself Rahul Chakule. In previous two problems, 4 bar mechanism and IC engine mechanism, we have discussed how to make the velocity polygon only by using relative velocity method. Now we are taking the problem of 4 bar mechanism where we are applying the complete relative velocity and acceleration method. So, how to solve such problem? Let us see the problem of 4 bar mechanism. So, the different steps as we have discussed till now while making the velocity polygon, it is same. Now, the new one is that how to make the acceleration polygon. So, before plotting the acceleration polygon, let us see the given problem which is based on 4 bar mechanism. The problem is in a 4 bar mechanism ABCD, the link AD is fixed. The crank AB is rotating at 200 rpm in clockwise direction. The dimensions of various links are given, that is BC is equal to AD and 150 mm. The length of link CD is given 80 mm. The length of AB crank is given 40 mm, and the unknown is the angular velocity of link BC and link CD, and the next unknown is angular acceleration of link BC and link CD. So this is the same problem that we have discussed while looking the relative velocity method. So the problem is same, the unknown is same, only here the new unknown is the angular acceleration of link BC and link CD, and for finding this unknown, definitely it is the angular acceleration, so it is essential to make the acceleration polygon. So let us solve this problem. First of all, you draw the configuration diagram as per the scale. So whatever the sketch or whatever the mechanism is given, you redraw the same mechanism with the help of scale, and that is called configuration diagram. Another words is the space diagram. So again, keep in mind the minimum value and maximum length of the link. So here the 4 links are there, and the minimum length of the link AB is given 40 mm, and the maximum length of the link BC or AD, it is same, that is 150 mm. So based on that value, I have taken the scale for configuration diagram as 1 centimeter is equal to 20 mm. So after making the configuration diagram, the next one is velocity polygon. So while before plotting the velocity polygon, it is essential to find out the velocity of crank. Why? Because the crank is having some RPM value, and you can easily determine the value of crank, which is not the case for other link. So the crank is having some RPM value and it is rotating. So first of all, you find out the velocity of crank. So by same formula, that is V is equal to R omega, that we have discussed in problem number 1. So after keeping the value of omega, which is 2 pi n divided by 60, where RPM is given 200. So you keep this value of omega, you multiply that value by the length of crank, you will get the velocity of crank AB. So the velocity of crank AB comes 0.8377 meter per second. So based on that value, you take the scale for velocity polygon. So here again I am taking the scale 1 centimeter is equal to 0.1 meter per second. So how much length it comes? It is the value of velocity, that is 0.8377, divided by scale, that is divided by 0.1. So that is approximately 8.37 centimeter. So you take the length of crank AB as 8.37 centimeter as per the direction of rotation of crank. So the rotation of crank is given clockwise. So accordingly, you fix the points A and small d showing by the small letter, and as per the clockwise direction of the crank AB, you draw the magnitude of crank, which is 8.37 centimeter, and you give the name as B. So after getting the B point, you go for next link, that is BC. Again the velocity of link BC is perpendicular to link BC passing through the point B. So again the direction, you know, it is a perpendicular passing through the B point, which is already you got. So you don't know the magnitude, so just draw the perpendicular line, which is the velocity, and leave that. The next link is CD. Again, you don't know the magnitude of the CD because the omega is not given for BC and link CD. So again, you know the velocity for link CD, it is perpendicular to the capital CD. So you draw the perpendicular line passing through the fixed point. You know the fixed point D. So from the small d, you draw the perpendicular line, which is the velocity for link capital CD. So where this velocity vector BC and velocity vector DC, where it is intersecting, I have given the notation as small c. So in this way, by giving the velocity representation and the direction, you are in position to make the velocity polygon easily, as the same we have discussed in the problem number 1. Now the next one is the acceleration polygon. So before going to make the acceleration polygon, you can make the table. So once you write down this information in the tabular form, then it is easy to solve the, or that information or that values will helpful to use at the time of making the acceleration polygon. So let us summarize this particular table initially before going to see the acceleration polygon. So where column number 1 is the name of link, the second column is the length, that is r in meter, the third column is velocity, the fourth column is the normal acceleration, and the fifth column is the tangential acceleration. So keep in mind, um, when a particular link, when you want to calculate the acceleration of a link, for every link there are two components. One is the normal component, which is acting along the line of action along the link, that is the normal component. This normal component is also called as centripetal component, or it is also called as radial component. So this is the first component, which is the normal or centripetal or radial component of acceleration of that particular link, and it is always along the link towards the center of rotation. And the second component is the tangential component. So this tangential component is perpendicular to normal component. Okay, so these are the two components, and for each link, this normal plus tangential is nothing but the final component. Okay, so the normal component is determined, the magnitude of the normal component is determined by the formula velocity square divided by length, that is r, and the tangential component of the link is determined by the formula R into alpha. Okay, so whatever the links are incurred in the problem, I have noted here link AB, BC, CD, and the different lengths of the links are given. Accordingly, the velocity I know from the velocity polygon, and normal component, the magnitude of the normal component for that links is also we can easily find out. Keep in mind, when the crank is moving with uniform speed, in that case the tangential component is for the crank, that is called crank, and the tangential component of the crank is 0. So there is only one component for the crank, which is the normal component, because the crank is moving with uniform speed. So the tangential component value is 0. Uh, so let us how to draw the acceleration polygon. First of all, you again take the scale for acceleration polygon. So for taking the scale for acceleration polygon, again you have to find out the normal component of crank. So here the normal component for the crank, which is determined from the formula velocity divided by crank, and from that equation the values comes 17.51. 17.51. So based on that value, I am taking the scale for acceleration polygon as 1 centimeter is equal to 2 meter per second square, because the magnitude for the radial component for the crank is 17.51 meter per second square. So based on that value, I am taking the scale for acceleration polygon as 1 centimeter is equal to 2 meter per second square. So accordingly, you first of all you fix the point A and D. Okay, then you draw the radial component of link AB, which is parallel to link AB. The magnitude, 17.51 divided by scale is equal to something 7 point something centimeter. So you take the magnitude of this crank 7 point something. I have given the notation of small b because the tangential component is upside, because the crank is moving with uniform speed. It is given in the problem. So there is only one component for the crank, which is the normal component. So from B, again the next link is BC. You draw the normal component. So for link number BC, it is again the magnitude you can easily find out from the table. It is given 1.35 centimeter divided by scale is equal to magnitude, and the direction is always towards the center of rotation. So from link BC, the C point is moving with respect to B, so the direction is towards the B. So that's why here the direction of the normal component of link BC is taken in this way, downside. So it is not final component because it is again having the tangential component. So I have given the name as C dash. You can also write down X or Y. So from C dash, again you take the tangential component, which is perpendicular to the normal component. So you draw the line of action which is perpendicular to the normal component. So leave that. Now you go for the link CD. Again you know the magnitude for normal component for the link CD, it is always towards the center of rotation. So for link CD, the D is fixed point and C is the moving. So the link CD, the point C is moving with respect to D point, and normal component is always towards the center of rotation. So that's why from fixed point A and D, you take the normal component, that is C double dash, and from C double dash you take the perpendicular component, and where this tangential component of CD and the tangential component of BC is intersecting, I have given the name as small c. So accordingly this is the acceleration polygon, and you have to calculate the unknown. Here the unknown is the alpha of CB. So it is nothing but we have the formula, the tangential component of CB is equal to length of BC into alpha of BC. So in this way alpha of BC is equal to 10267 rad per second square, and another unknown is the tangential component of alpha of CD. Again we have the same formula, and from that formula you can easily calculate the value of alpha of CD, which is 210 rad per second square. In this way